Tammy has Best up in front of him. This is Best. Wriggling out space. What a fine save! What a fine shot. Georgie Best.
Charlton headed it home.
Stapleton. Bruce. Cantona, yes. Sheringham. Name on the trophy. And Solskjaer has won it. Van Nistelrooy. Ronaldo. Renee. Oh, yes!
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. Hello and welcome to the Talking United podcast. I'm Brian and today I'm joined with my good mate and fellow United fan, Harvey. How are we doing?
Not bad, mate. A bit sceptical about what's coming.
Well, we'll cover a lot of things today. Right, so let's get stuck into the first topic, and that's about the current season. Disappointing.
Very. So far.
I think the failure to challenge for a title again, whether you class challenging, we challenged last season or not, is up for debate. But and then you're looking at a prospect of no silverware again. That was the second season running. After defeating the FA Cup final to Chelsea. So, what's your take on it?
I think even the positives this season are negatives. Like with the Champions League, I'd say we're qualified, but apart from the Juventus game, it's all been shit. And that's our only positive this season, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, the current league situation isn't great. 6th, 8 points off 4th. And you're comparing it to last season, we conceded 28 goals all season. And then you look at it now, I've conceded 28 already.
No, that's definitely one thing this season where I don't know what's gone wrong there, because we've had no major sort of losses in the defence.
No, the squad as a whole hasn't changed, but that much. But I think it's a case of everyone else has gone forward, and we haven't done very well. And there's no way of hiding it. It's been a poor season. However, there's always a sliver of hope because you never know what's going to happen in football. So, in terms of that, what do you think we can achieve this season?
I think there's no point. I don't think, considering the league, it's got to just be top 4. Focus on the top four.
Yeah. And should we get that top 4 spot? We're not going to finish any higher than 4th if we do. Should we get that 4th spot? Is that going to help? Because let's go off the assumption that Mourinho isn't going to be here next season. Is that going to benefit a new manager coming in if he does have Champions League football, or if he doesn't?
I think it definitely benefits him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, if you're looking at it as we don't finish in the top 4, is it definitely better to avoid finishing in the Europa League places?
No. Because
I think.
No. I mean, I think too many games as a professional footballer isn't an excuse. I think you're at the peak of your physical fitness.
Yeah.
So I don't think that can be classed as an excuse. I think the manager and the players, should a new manager come in, need as many competitive games as they can possibly get to build a bond quicker.
It's an awkward one, the Europa League, because he gets a lot of stick. Mainly in this country, because in other countries like Spain, look at Sevilla winning it 3 times in a row. It's quite well thought of, but in England it just seems to be very disregarded, and for some reason teams do struggle to play on Thursday and Sundays.
I think English football isn't what it was.
No.
Like, we took the piss out of the Europa League when England dominated Europe as well. We were winning it, Liverpool were winning it, Chelsea were winning it.
Yeah.
But now we're not doing that, and we haven't done.
Last English team to win it was Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chelsea against Bayern.
Yeah.
But so I don't think we're England as a country, English football is in a position where they can.
And to be fair, the Europa League does get knocked off a bit of a Mickey Mouse Cup, but there is some good teams in it now. And Atletico Madrid were in it last season, won it obviously. Marseille, Arsenal. Now, as a football fan, you always dream, rightly or wrongly, can we shit ours our way to a Champions League?
I don't see why. I mean, it'd be an absolute miracle, but I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
I'd absolutely love it. 2008 we won it, we played beautiful football to get there, but I think I'd love it more if you just completely shit ours your way over to the final.
I fully can't wait to the final.
So, is it a good idea to start to build ourselves for next season? So try new things out and certain players and play people in certain positions so they can build on it for next season? Or what do we try and, like I say, focus our attention on winning an FA Cup, or just put everything in the Champions League basket?
I think that does depend on whether Mourinho stays or not.
Mm.
The club and Mourinho have said that he's staying.
Yeah.
They say he's happy there. So if that's the case, I think he just needs to keep doing, not doing what he's doing because it's obviously not working, but I don't think he should change it too much this season.
No.
If,
Thinking about next season, and you mentioned the manager there, big question is, are we still going to be with Mourinho? What are your thoughts about the big man? Who divides opinion?
to put it bluntly, I'm Mourinho in, I think.
Right. Okay.
Short version, I'm Mourinho in.
Yeah.
But it's how much longer can you be Mourinho in before you start thinking that it does need to go on.
I was one of his defenders. I was always not making excuses for him, but I was trying to take the good points out of it rather than focus on the bad. But now, even I'm almost struggling to do it.
You've got to waver with where we're at. You can't not.
Yeah, it's not even just position and the way the season's going. It's just the style of play isn't good.
No.
It's poor. I mean, we have the odd game where it looks alright, but when you actually put that into perspective to where we should be, they're not good performances. I don't think there's any doubt he's not who he was.
No, not at all.
I think you can definitely distinguish a pre-Madrid Jose Mourinho. So, good-looking fella, isn't he? Sparkle in his eye, laughing, joking, always happy. And then you get your post-Real Madrid Mourinho, miserable, downbeat, always pissed off.
Throwing water bottles.
Slagging players off constantly. And it's just, he really doesn't help himself at times. But it's one of them. There's other problems at the club, and we'll get into that later. Personally, I don't think he will be here next season.
No.
No, I don't think the club are going to come out and say anything less than we're happy with him. Until they get a replacement lined up. So with that in mind, with a new manager coming in, who would you want?
I mean, standouts are Pochettino and Zidane.
Yeah.
Definitely. But, obviously Zidane, can you class it as proved himself?
Mm-hmm.
He's been at one club,
yeah,
and it was an established club, an already winning club, and all they did was carry on the winning. I mean, you have to carry on the winning, don't you?
Yeah.
So he's obviously got some capability, but what's he going to be like at making a team?
Yeah, I'll take your point in the fact that he walked into a team which was built for success with the likes of Modric, Benzema, Bale, Ronaldo. Ronaldo transitioning himself from a winger to a striker. But at the same time, you can't really take anything away from someone who won 3 Champions Leagues consecutively and a Spanish league title in between those as well. So there's pros and cons with it, as there is with anyone who we're going to get in. You mentioned another manager there, Pochettino. Where do you see that fitting in, if that would be the appointment that was made?
Well, I mean, he's not really won anything, has he, at Tottenham in the Prem? But, I mean, just last night, obviously he's got a point against Barcelona and it's taken Tottenham through, hasn't it? So he's doing something right. I mean, they're playing better football than us at the minute, like most teams, so...
I think the way he goes about stuff is very similar to what we want as United fans. So, like I say, you just pointed out there, he does play nice football. It's possession based, but it can be counter attacking as well, and it's what a lot of teams are doing now with your high press and trying with the ball further up the pitch as well. And another big thing which the manager we have at the minute doesn't do is promote youth. And you look at he's promoted that young centre half, 4th I think it is. He hasn't had the greatest of starts. I think he gave away 2 penalties against Wolves, but he's still promoting youth, and he seems to have patience with these young lads. And I think you look at United teams in the past, especially under Ferguson, we've always had players coming through. Whether these players go on to have good careers or not is a different matter, but you've still got to give these lads a chance.
That's the thing about risks, isn't it?
Yeah, and when Ferguson came in, you've seen Class of '92, haven't you?
Yeah.
And they're all sat around the table having the meal and talking about stuff. I think he said he binned off 6 first team players just to bring them young lads through, and massive risk.
And I can't remember what his name was. Black lad, he said, in terms of ability.
Raphael Burke, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could have been, yeah. In terms of ability, he was just as good as the 92.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of sort of commitment to becoming a professional, he didn't have it.
And I think a lot of these young lads now, commitment is a question. But, you still... It's hard to have commitment when you're sort of knowing in your head that the manager you've got isn't really going to play, which isn't good, because we want to see that. We want to see that at this club.
And I don't think that's the player's fault, really. That's just time moving forward, isn't it? Like, you've got to have. Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but it's better for a young player to have that, like, sort of social media platform to grow their career.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is at the minute, isn't it? And I don't think our manager at the minute is good at handling those sorts of young players. Pogba's not a young player, but very social media orientated, and I don't think he's good at handling that. So maybe, like I said, I don't think he's going to be here next season. But I think any appointment we get is a risk, because there's no obvious replacement there. What are your thoughts about a surprise appointment? So someone completely off the cuff, so like an Eddie Howe, or like a good up and coming young manager.
I mean, I don't think we're at a position where we can be too picky.
No.
Because, like, if you think about the top managers, like, I mean, it pains me to say, but Guardiola, if say he'd never gone to City, he was still at Bayern now. He's watching this United team. Is he as multiple Champions League titles? Like, is he going to want to come into United where they are? I don't think he would.
Yeah, I take your point. It's all about ambition, and I think a lot of that depends on the manager and whether he wants to come in and strip down the club and build it up like what Ferguson did when he came. So it's a difficult one. Like you say, we're not in a position where we can be like, oh, we'll have him. I mean, there's not many people that are going to turn down Man United, no matter what position we're in. But yeah, I take your point.
And I think a young manager as well hasn't got anything to lose.
No.
So they're going to go into United thinking, fucking hell, this is my big break. If I put everything on the line here, and they'll be giving everything. Someone like Mourinho, but not that he isn't giving everything, not that he hasn't given.
He's got nothing else to prove. I know
exactly.
He's won everything.
I won everything. I've got fuck tons of money. I can retire now, and do whatever I want the rest of my life. Whereas someone who comes in, they haven't necessarily got an established career like Eddie Howe.
For me as well, I almost wouldn't mind an appointment like an Eddie Howe or something like that, because in my mind that shows that there's a plan in place that almost shows, right, the club are trying to take a step forwards now and plan for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, because they're not going to give a manager like that the job if they're not going to give him time.
No.
So for me,
I think
that'd be a big thing.
Fergie, how old was he when he fucking first
Yeah,
started?
and
Right.
then like I say, he was close to getting sacked when he early on.
Mm.
But the next appointment, it has to be right really, because I don't think we can go much longer without seeing progress and things improving. So it needs to be right. But then you look at who's above the manager, the board, and in particular Ed Woodward, who isn't getting things right at the minute. Now it's obvious the man has no idea about football. You look at the players that he has signed, the likes of Di Maria, Falcao, Pogba. You can even argue Memphis. We signed him off the back of a good season at PSV. They all seem very commercialised, and it's all go on, have a bit of dash, have a bit of dash, make it back on shirts. And for me, I'm sure for every United fan, all we give a shit about is what's going on the pitch.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating when you're looking at that and you're seeing the people above the manager who just have no idea and quite frankly probably don't care about what happens on the pitch as long as money's coming in. And we're always going to make money because we're Man United. The stadium's never going to be empty because you're still going to sell tickets because we're Man United. You look at his transfer dealings, they're all very money orientated. Recruitment, especially since Mourinho's come in and obviously taking it back to Van Gaal and Moyes, it hasn't been good enough. I think I wrote down the other day a list of players who had signed post Ferguson, and I think there was only about 6 that had still been in and around the first team. I think they were Mata, Martial, Herrera, Shaw, and Rojo. Don't think I missed anyone off there. Bailly, but then you look at even Rojo, Bailly, Pogba, Martial, who still never really nailed down. You can even say Mata. They've never nailed down a first team place, and so you can't really say any of those signings have been an out and out success really. I mean, you're talking in terms of recruitment. You look at City, who I hate to say it because I hate City, but they signed Fernandinho. It was pretty unknown in 2013 when they signed him from Shakhtar, and for 34 million back then, it's reasonable amount of money in 2013, I think it was. And you look at that team now, who's still a massive focal point in that team? Fernandinho. And it just showed City's recruitment compared to ours at the minute. You can even argue Liverpool's as well. Arsenal are getting to that stage now. Lucas Torreira, who they've signed from Sampdoria. So that's another thing that just isn't good enough, and that's probably slightly above Ed Woodward, but at the same time, he's the one who employs these people. And coming back onto the commercial side of it as well, the whole thing with the centre half, and there's something you briefly brought it up before about why it's suddenly gone so bad at the back, especially after the little amount of goals we conceded last season.
I know we were fucking, after City, we had the best defence record in the league last season.
I think, in a way though, if throughout the summer Mourinho said I need a centre half, I want a centre half, and you've got stories breaking every other day that we're signing Maguire or Alderweireld or Mina, Boateng, you've got all these breaking, and you're sitting there as Lindelof, Bailly, Jones, Smalling, Rojo, reading, nice to know my manager wants me, innit? And yes, we did need a centre half, there's no getting around it, but
I think
there were centre halves available. And reading into it, according to some good sources, there was 100 million available for Rafael Varane. Arguably best centre half in the world, no denying that. But at the same time, you're looking at the likes of Toby Alderweireld and Harry Maguire, both proven in the Premier League, but going to cost you around 60 and 50 million, and not going to bring in as much money in terms of a Varane, who's just won the World Cup. So he's not going to make as much money in shirts. And Ed Wood was like, nah, not giving you that for them too. So there's no, at the end of the day, he's out of his depth when it comes to football. However, financially and sponsorship wise, he's on a different level. And the way football is in the minute, that is an important side of it. However, there's nothing more important than what goes on the pitch. So
I saw something the other day though. If United were a football team, Mourinho would be gone. If they were a business, they'd keep him until it was cheapest to get rid of him.
Yeah, and that comes back to the whole thing about planning again. I mean, if you're going into a summer as Ed Wood would, and you're knowing, I'm not really 100% sure on him, so I'm not going to back him, why would you give him a contract extension in January till 2021? When his contract is coming up towards the end anyway. I think the original one ended in 2019. So again, that comes down to planning. I think we had probably had a couple of decent results, and he's like, yeah, go on, Jose, I'll give you that. But we've seen it with the likes of Moyes and Van Gaal. I don't think anything's going to happen until top 4 is mathematically impossible. You could argue it's impossible now, but mathematically.
Well, I mean, saying that, 8 points halfway through the season, it's substantial, but it's like...
It's there, yeah, but you say it's not a lot, and I agree with you, it's not a lot of ground to make up, but it's just how inconsistent we are.
Yeah.
Like, the way Arsenal are going, they're looking like they're going to win all the games against the lesser teams that they go into, same with Tottenham, same with Chelsea, who are it's probably us three within that are going to try and push for that 4th spot. So, but you just never know which United is going to turn up. I mean, we could probably go and beat Liverpool on Sunday, and then I don't know who we've got after it. Let's just say it's like Brighton at home, and we'll probably go and lose that. You just never know how we're going to turn up, and that's the massive thing. And again, it's the players, it's the board, it's the manager. There's all sorts wrong with the club at the minute, and I think whatever happens, it does need completely stripping down. Another problem, staying with the board, another problem that's involved in and around them is the Glazers, who have been here for the best part of 10 years now. I briefly mentioned it with Woodward as well. The biggest problem with them is the complete disregard for United as a football club. Like I said, nothing's going to happen with Mourinho, and nothing happened with previous managers when it was clear that things aren't working out until top 4 is mathematically impossible, because that's where the money is for him. I think as long as we can get top 4, we're alright, that's fine. And again, I read something the other day as well, and I didn't realise how bad. I've never been fond of the Glazers, but I never realised how bad they were until you read into what they... So, since they've come in, I think it was 2006 or 2006 he took over, or 2004, in and around that period. The amount of money that we've made, revenue, yearly, we could have afforded to go out, not that we'd need to or want to at the time, but we could have gone out and broken the world record transfer fee every summer running. Which again, you don't need to, because we had some very good teams in that time period. But this is just emphasises the point that these businessmen, who aren't football men, these businessmen are taking more money out of the club than they're putting in it, and you're seeing now that it really is affecting what's going on the pitch. And at the same time, you're looking at the club would be better if they went, there's no doubt about it. You're getting a new owner in, like City did all them years ago, who were just going to come and pump money in it. But while the Glazers are still here, that means Woodward isn't going anywhere, because he financed the whole move for them to buy United. But I'd absolutely love it if they sold up. because I feel if they did, that's the only way we're going to get back to being a football club. However, it is unlikely at the minute. So I just want to see us plan as best we can with the people that we've got in charge, and I think the way to do that would be with the director of football. Good idea? Or
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there is obviously owners out there that, I mean, look at Vichai thingy.
yeah, Leicester.
Like, obviously, tragic, but
Yeah.
someone like him would be just so much better than Glazers. I don't think you
Give back to the fans. Yeah. We don't get anything back.
Bath director of football, just someone that knows the business side, knows the football side, and can bring them together rather than
just links it all nicely together.
Like having to have someone like Woodward who, you know, like you said before, I mean, Falcao, bless his little heart, one of the fucking. I mean, I think he's one of my favourite fucking players ever. He was just the nicest little thing ever, but in terms of results, one fucking unbelievable header, and he's fucking knobbed off, hasn't he? But, I think just someone who can bring in, like, someone who's commercially going to benefit the club, and someone who's on the pitch going to benefit the club, because Woodward or the Glazers have no idea what they're doing in terms of that.
I think, as well, with the director of football, I mean, you look at Mourinho moaning that he wanted a centre half and all this stuff, but he's let Tuanzebe and Fosu Mensah go out on loan. Yeah. And yes, the young lads, but at the end of the day, Tuanzebe is a hell of a centre half, and I think if you play him like Villa have been doing, bearing in mind he is in the Championship, which isn't an easy league, he's only going to get better. And I mean, if you're looking at the way Phil Jones is gone, would you really be rather playing Phil Jones or
exactly. But do you not think that's laziness in a way on Mourinho's part? And the risks as well, not taking a risk. So he's thinking, right, I've got Tuanzebe, I've got Fosu Mensah, both very, very decent young players, can potentially have one career at United, but number one, laziness. I don't want to focus on making these into players that they can be when I've got a crumbling club to look after.
Yeah.
And number two, I've got a crumbling club, so I can't risk like crumbling even further by focusing on these youth players. If I give them someone else, they can develop them, they can do it for me, and then I'll take them back when they're ready and try and fit them into a club, which I don't think will work because they've spent that time away from the club, you know, and it's if he keeps on loading them out, and Fosu Mensah's been to what, two, three clubs, doesn't he? Like, if he keeps going on to 3-4 different clubs on loan, it becomes so distant from. I mean, obviously, still you see it on Instagram and shit. They're still like commenting on each other, but it becomes so distant that it's like a brand new sign. It's like you've never been at the club before. So
I think as well, because there's no point of contact between the pitch and the board other than Mourinho to Woodward. And I think, like I said before, Mourinho moaning that he's got a centre half. One needs a centre half, sorry. A director thought was going to go, think about it, you've just sent two very good centre halves, one's a right back, out on loan. Have them for now, and if you're still not happy, I'll do my best to get you one in January. I
think that shows just how wrong it's been going for us as well. This isn't just in defence, this is throughout the positions. We've got so many players in so many different positions because we've bought someone, they've not worked, so shit, we need to buy someone else. So they don't work, so we'll buy another one.
Again,
you said before,
that comes back onto commercial. Why do we sign Sanchez?
Well, I mean,
why do we sign Sanchez? Up until that point, on that left-hand side, Martial had been our best player. For that duration, up until we signed him, Martial had been our best player that season. In the form of his life, obviously, he's probably topped that recently. But we signed Sanchez for no other reason than got a new number 7, get a lot of adverts and commercials on it, and we'll get one over on City, which we didn't end up doing because it's not been the greatest signing in the world, for one reason or another. So again, it's all the signings are just very, very commercialised, and it makes you wonder who's in charge of him, because Pogba divides opinion. At the end of the day, I think he's our best outfield player, and we'd be stupid if we let him go.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But with what's gone on with him and the manager, have you got to question whether Mourinho even wanted him in the first place?
Yeah, but I remember that first game back at Old Trafford. I think it was Southampton.
Pogba's first, yeah.
Because Zlatan scored 2.
Yeah.
I remember I was sat there, just looking at him, and thinking, like, he's fucking unreal.
No, he's brilliant.
Cause I vaguely watch European football, but I can't say I sit at home, like, checking the fucking latest in the Serie A. Like, so, I knew he was unreal from, like, videos online, but I didn't know, like, because he impacts games, but if you can say, he impacts games without scoring, without assisting.
Yeah.
He creates the chances, you know, even if it's just starting a move, and then he's got nothing to do with it for the rest of it. He starts things, he does create things. He is absolutely unreal.
I mean, it's a whole topic in himself at the minute, Paul Pogba, especially with what's going on with the manager and whatnot. I just think with Pogba, he's a player that you've got to build around. That's something we're not doing. With the formation that we play, the way we set up, we're not set up to suit Pogba, and we'll get on to playing to get the best out of players later on. But in a way, you've got these talented players, you've got to help them. And I mean, look at him in Juventus. Yes, he's probably not as good as the league as the Premier League is, the Serie A. Well, not back then anyway. But you look at the midfielders that he had around him, Pirlo, Marchisio. He doesn't know who he's playing with from one week to the next at the minute, even if he is playing. I mean, excuse me. You can't expect him to perform well when he's playing in midfield with Fellaini and Matic, who Matic has been poor this season, and Fellaini has his pros, but he's not a central midfielder that's gonna get the ball out and play nice football. He's not that sort of person. So
I don't think we want to resort to that kind of football as the club we are. I don't think.
No. You don't.
We don't want to be lumped up.
Yeah.
Head it down, finish it. We want to be.
Yeah, but obviously coming back onto Pogba, I think. Like I say, there's no doubt in my mind that he's the best outfield player at the club, and I do get the feeling that it's in the summer. I don't think he's going to go in January. I do feel like in the summer it's going to be him or Mourinho to go, because obviously they don't get on. But sticking with Pogba and sticking with the players as a whole, I don't think we can deny there is a lot of players in this team that are very much past their sell-by date. I'm talking about the likes of Phil Jones, who's I'm not gonna lie, when he came in, he did look good. Did Jonesy, and he just injuries or for whatever reason it just hasn't worked out. Smalling, again, had a lot of promise when he came. He's not been an awful servant for the club, but at the same time, there's not much you can look back on with great fondness. Ashley Young tries his hardest every week, but it's just not Man United quality, is it?
No, he's not.
He shouldn't be playing left back, right back, week in, week out. Valencia, again, we've got a back four from 2012 playing in nearly 2020, and that'd never happen. The other clubs now, I mean, it's obvious we need improvement in certain areas, and defence is a massive one. So, players to go, I'd say Jones is one of the first on the list.
Phil.
Good old Phil. Mike Smalling, gone. Ashley Young, Tony Valencia. I keep Rowe.
Fucking bombing, that's all.
I like Rowe. Darmian, I think he's eventually going to go back to Italy. It's inevitable. And obviously I keep buying Lindelof. Cause I think if you get them 2 points, are the best of the best two centre halves you've got at the club. Yeah. But then you're looking at these players that can go, which they almost don't bring anything to the team when they're playing. They're just almost there. And I think if you bring back the likes of Tuanzebe, Fosu Mensah, and you start playing Andreas Pereira more, safe and Nemanja Matic went. I think that'll benefit us as well because, you know, some of these lads, I think Tuanzebe's been here since he was 12. They get the club, and I'm not saying the likes of Phil Jones and Smalling don't, because they've obviously won titles at the club, but I just think these players that are there now are very much past the best, and 2 of them are wingers that were playing at full back. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement in that department, and I think we don't have to go. People say we'd have to go out and spend 50 million on full-backs, 50 million on a centre half, but I think we can almost promote from within as well at the same time. So bearing in mind the players that we've gone through, can I get your best team available for the current season?
I mean, the first one is fucking the most obvious, easiest choice.
Lee Grant.
Lee Grant, that's the one, yeah. Lee Grant, then Romero, then Spanish Dave. But I mean, yeah, no, De Gea is just...
People debating whether he is the best goalkeeper in the world.
He is.
Need to go and watch. Just type in David De Gea best saves on YouTube and enjoy yourself. Because that man is unbelievable.
He is.
Absolutely unbelievable.
He just, I mean... Yeah, I mean, talking about the team of the year, I think Alisson is nominated, isn't he?
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't
Alisson's
know. I've
nominated.
only seen that Pogba's been nominated
And
for the
De Gea
UEFA.
isn't that. I mean, I don't. Even if you're a fucking scout, so that is a travesty. That is a fucking travesty.
I think because the 2 UEFA tournaments that he's been involved in, so the Champions League and wasn't in the Euros, was it World Cup?
Yeah.
Right, the one UEFA competition that he's been involved in, the Champions League. I don't know whether that's what they base it off, which they shouldn't, because anyone can have a decent cup run at the end of the day. Obviously, he went out of the round of 16 last season. So whether it's based off that, I don't know. But like I say, anyone that's rating anybody above David De Gea in terms of goalkeeping at the minute is that.
I mean, he's single-handedly, like, you talk about the greatest keepers in United history, like obviously Schmeichel. I mean, the last 3. Pretty much last it. Schmeichel, Van der Sar, De Gea.
Yeah, be fairly blessed.
Winners games, like Phil Neville fucking hacking the thingy down in box against Arsenal and Schmeichel saving the penalty. Like, if he doesn't save that penalty, we don't win the treble that year. Arguably, well not arguably, it just is the greatest season in United's history. Like, that wouldn't have happened without Peter Schmeichel. Van der Sar, we wouldn't have won the Champions League in 2008 if it wasn't for his save, wasn't for the fucking chicken man. And De Gea, he's doing what them two do. He's winning his games. And
It's
I mean,
just unfortunate for him at the minute that we haven't got the same team.
And it's like, yes, he's not won us the Champions League, he's not won us the treble, but I mean, no offence to Lee Grant, I'm sure he's a fantastic keeper in his own right, but if Lee Grant pops his way into the first team,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
are we going to be... Well, I mean, this season, fuck knows where we'll be if he wasn't in there, but last season, Like, would we finish second? I don't think we would. So
No.
anyone that says De Gea isn't the best in the world is incorrect.
Right, have you got at the back four? I'm assuming you're playing
Valencia.
back four.
Valencia right back because I've met him and it'd be rude not to. But no, I think Valencia because like he's not a right back.
No.
He just isn't. But he's big, he's quick, he's fucking Gerald Cross. He's something to behold. You know.
One thing I've seen Valencia whipping a good
Well,
cross.
no, but
off the floor since about 2012, but when he just leathers him across and just hopes he bounce off someone, yeah, it works. But actual crossing,
no, yeah,
he isn't blessed.
He just, I think, in terms of what we want to be as a club, and well, I mean, this might just be me. It might just be me, but I think we want to be an attacking club. So we need attacking fullbacks, and what's more attacking as a fullback than someone who used to be a winger? Like, I think he's just.
Yeah, I'll take your point.
I just like him. I might be biased because I like him and I've met him, but I think he does offer.
I've met him as well. I can.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a one time.
Same day.
One person thing.
Chasing him round Trafford Centre.
Fantastic dinner.
But yeah, I think he's just
Buying a coffee machine.
buying a coffee machine. Yeah.
Loves his coffee just time.
Espresso. Centre back partnership, like we said before, Bailly and Lindelof.
Yeah, I think there's much debate.
When they're fully fit, I mean, I don't want to say they'd be the best in the league because I don't think they would. Like, you look at City and Liverpool now,
Yeah.
the defensive partnerships they've started to like conjure up, they wouldn't be the best in the league, but they'd be fucking solid.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter about being the best in the league when you've got David De Gea behind you.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to be a fucking solid back four.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think individually, Bailly is just on his day.
Oh, he's unplayable.
He's just brilliant to watch. Some of the like he's so. I don't think I've ever seen a centre back in my time as comfortable on the ball as
Oh
he
yeah,
is. He's
it's a weird one though because he doesn't strike you as someone
No, he doesn't.
who'd be comfortable on the ball. It's like he reminds me of like a dog. He just kind of but he is very
He's
composed.
just so confident on it. He just is. And Lindelof, he's just coming to his own this year.
I think with Lindelof, he had a difficult first year, but at the end of the day, he's come from a Portuguese league that isn't a good league. Let's be honest.
No.
And then this season, I think he's settled down. Like I say, he does look very good. And for the past few games, he has. I think we saw that partnership against Leicester at the start of the season. I don't think it's been played since for whatever reason. Your left back, picking Ashley Young.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not. Picking Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking little sparkle in our club's dark time. He's such an unfortunate little boy. He's just not had.
It's been a bit unlucky, hasn't it?
He has, and he doesn't deserve it because, I mean, he had his weight shamed. He still gets his weight shamed, but
According to him, he's got a Wayne Rooney body.
Yeah.
Not some I'd be on up to.
He quite clearly just puts everything into breaking the first 11, which he has done now, which is just great, and I think he deserves his place. And even if he does make a few mistakes, which he obviously has done since coming back into the club, he's going to. But he's 100% at the minute the best fullback we've got at our disposal.
Which isn't difficult.
Which isn't difficult now, but he is, and he deserves it.
I'm assuming playing 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Right, so midfield.
Midfield, and I'm looking at this now, thinking, yeah, what the fuck have I done there? Because that man is, I mean, you know this, is and has been one of my favourite footballers. Like, he's just so passionate about everything. And Herrera, talking about obviously here, he's just so passionate. He puts, I mean,
Just gets it done. He gets it.
He does. The first few games he played for United, I just like you saw captain in him. You did.
Yeah.
I think you just did. I mean, it obviously hasn't worked that way. He's sort of drifted out a bit. But yeah, I'm gonna reverse
Okay.
my original decision there.
Alright.
Matic out and Herrera back in.
Okay.
Because he is, and I mean he's played a bit recently, hasn't he? Like he scored. He's just every heart and soul on the line, and that is 100% part of what the club's lacking at the minute. Someone that plays for the club and not for
that interview
personal career.
that interview he gave when he
first came.
for when he was at Bilbao, and he said
You
when
know,
he came to.
just so happy to be here.
That gives you goosebumps. That
my
man.
dream.
Like I say, that is something we're seriously lacking. Just someone who just get.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's your Lingard and your Rashfords who've come through and you get it. But for a foreign player to come in and take the club into his stride like he has done, it's mad. And like I say, how for some reason under two managers, he's almost had to prove himself at the start of every season.
Yeah.
It's mad because bar Pogba, I think he's our best midfielder.
Yeah, I mean he's not Scholes, is he? But he's just, you know what I mean. He gets booked. He's passionate as fuck.
Got a bit of bite though, and like
yeah,
there's a lot of midfielders at this club at the minute that just don't have it. Right, so Herrera in, Matic out.
Yeah.
Your other two in midfield.
Fred and Pogba. Pogba, I'm not going to go into that because of what we talked about
that
before. He is. I mean, I will go back actually. Fuck it, I will go back. That game was sat there watching him, and I mean, there was a compilation of his first game, and you miss it, and I think that you miss it when you're watching it live, and I think that's partly what has maybe not earned him, like giving people a chance to criticise him about. Because the things he does in games go unnoticed. Like I said before, starting a move.
Yeah.
Like, if the move doesn't get started, there's no move to fucking...
I know what you mean.
To move, but
like,
like,
I think because of his name and price tag and things like that, people are expecting him to
goals.
grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Which, at times, he should be doing.
Yeah, exactly, he should be.
Because he's got the ability to do it. But obviously, football's a two-way game, isn't it? You can't dominate every game of football.
I think he's not been as good as he can be, but he's been a lot better than what people have given him credit for.
Oh yeah, massive. I think if you look at his numbers, I think people say, "Oh, he's miles better at Juventus." If you actually look at his numbers, he's a lot better at United than he was at Juventus.
Yeah. And so Fred.
Difficult season for Fred. I don't know why he's not been playing.
No.
So
the games he has played, he's proved.
Got a lot of criticism, I think.
He has.
Very unfair.
And I mean, his dive, you know. Don't fucking dive. I'm not going to defend anyone who dived. If De Gea dived, I wouldn't defend it.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, it was pretty awful, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's you know, nerves. We'll call it nerves.
Right, so 4-3-3. So, obviously you're playing with 3 forward players.
Yeah.
And they are...
Sanchez, Lukaku and Martial. I think... I mean, Rashford and Lingard, they're both brilliant, all of them both to bits.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know I've spoken to you, well, we've spoken a lot about Rashford, and he got so good so quickly, and then just stopped. Do you know what I mean?
I think I know what you mean to a point. I think his rise was that quick that people almost expect him now to be a player like he's the age of 27 when he's still only 21. I think people expect a lot more from him. And to be fair, I think to a point I've been guilty of that as well. I've had a go at him, but then I thought, hang about, he's 21. And
but I mean, just some of the chances.
Oh, his finishing, his finishing isn't great.
When he fucking chipped it over the bar.
Yeah.
I think that was Young Boys, wasn't it?
His finishing isn't great, and that's why I've always said Martial's ahead of him in terms of ability, because Martial can do both. He can run the players, he can beat a man.
I can't remember who it was against, but he was pretty much on the line, and he twatted it straight at a defender.
I think it was Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Season, I think so.
Yeah. Where if he, I mean, obviously it's fucking hard to react on the spot.
Yeah.
If he just which a striker should be able to, if the ball comes to him, he's going at his feet, snap decision. If I just tap that in that corner where there's no defenders, I'm guaranteed a goal.
Yeah.
He scores a goal, but he twats it.
I know what you mean.
And I think that's why I'd play Lukaku. I mean, because Rashford can go up front or on the wing, can't he? That's why I play three that I mentioned over him, because he does. He's young, he can be that impact sub for now. And I mean, if Delpy up top, Lukaku doesn't continues to underperform, then you put him in because he does get goals. He does. He's quick. He can
I think his movement, Rashford, is a lot better than Lukaku.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I agree with you in terms of finishing. I think you look at Martial finish, it's very composed and ice cold, and you look at Rashford, it's just like fucking hit it.
Yeah.
He's very, very rash from Rashford.
Love him like a rash.
But I agree with you on that.
So Lukaku up front, just because I think
the only real natural number.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no doubt he's proved at Everton he is a quality goal scorer.
Yeah, there's no.
And he can win up players. That goal he scored against Chelsea for Everton, he can win up players. He's quicker than people. On his first touch, he's fucking sorting out. That is wank. It is wank. But I think he just at the minute it's got to be Lukaku. As much as it pays.
He's got a lot of criticism, but at the end of the day, the job of number 9 is to stick the ball in the back of the net. And he's got 2 in his last 2.
Yeah.
Which, and again, his performance hasn't been great. But he played a nice little ball through to Rashford against Fulham for the goal on Saturday, and then obviously the goal the previous week against Southampton. So so like I say, first touch needs sorting out, definitely. But
there is potential there. And I think that again sums up where we're at the minute, where we're taking a piss and having to fucking scratch for positives about all.
But again, what I was saying about Potter, we don't play to his strengths, and we don't really play to Lukaku's strengths.
No.
If you get in the ball into the box, if you don't even have to be in his head, if you just put the ball in the box, he's going to be in and about there. And we're not a crossy team, and we don't do that, and that's partly because we are playing strikers out wide. If we do play with, there's no natural winger, which is a problem.
And then Martial, don't need to say anything about. He's just fucking unbelievable. He is brilliant. And Sanchez, I think, use him while we fucking can, because he's knocking on. Use him while. Because he proved himself at Arsenal. He did prove himself at Arsenal.
I'll say
as one of the best wingers in the league, if not the world. So if he can get some games behind him, get himself established at the club, for the next couple of seasons, we can have a fucking good winger in him.
I mean, you don't turn into a bad.
You
don't turn into a bad player overnight. And as soon as he puts a United shirt on, he doesn't turn into some poor footballer.
I mean, most fucking people do these days.
So he just gets away, and again, we've just got to find a way to get the best out of our better players. I've also picked my best 11 available. I've gone for a slightly different formation of a 3-5-2. So again, like Harvey, I've gone for Lee Grant in between the sticks. Obviously, it's Dave Sayers in net, and then a back 3 of Bailly on the right hand side, Lindelof in the middle, and Marcus Rojo on the left hand side of that. I won't talk about Lindelof and Bailly because Harvey's mentioned them in his team, but I think with Rojo, again, ability wise, I think he's better than the likes of Jones and Smalling as a centre half. Yes, he's rash. Yes, he's always likely for a yellow card, maybe a red.
Lick his rim.